Test, test, check 1, 2. Test, test, check 1, 2.
Sportsmanship is the responsibility of everyone here tonight to model positive, respectful sportsmanship behavior at all times. Such respect includes the respect for diversity. Discrimination of any kind is not acceptable in the CIMI. Participation is a privilege to be earned through sportsmanlike behavior. Southeast Polk would like to welcome the Gilbert Tigers. Please join in welcoming the starters for tonight's match. First, the visitors from Gilbert. Batting first, playing center field, number 2, Tommy McGuire. Batting second, playing right field, number 12, Alden Short. Playing second, batting third, number 42, Cole Myers. Pitching, batting fourth, number 30, Trip Sturgill. Playing short, batting fifth, number 10, Ian Eldred. Catching, batting sixth, number 15, Blake Bell. Playing first base, batting seventh, number 22, Seth Papish. Playing third, batting eighth, number 6, Josh Groenkel. And playing left field and batting ninth, number 3, Braden Howard. You told me that, I screwed it up.
You're all right.
Gilbert is coached by Jeremy Eldred, Brett Delger, and Cale Jensen. And now let's meet the starters for your Southeast Polk Rams. Leading off and playing second, number 7, Connor DeWong. Catching, batting second, number 17, Holden Hansen. Playing short, batting third, number 19, Maddox O'Connor. Playing third, batting fourth, number 35, Brett Nicodemus. Designated hitter batting fifth, number 10, Noah Trexel. Playing left, batting sixth, number 2, Caden Hills. Playing first, batting seventh, number 14, Kane Brockman. Playing right, batting eighth, number 3, Braden Lewis. Playing center, batting ninth, number 2, Cameron Hull. And starting pitching for your Rams this evening, number 5, Cale Julander. Rams are coached by Scott Supernut, Zach Hamilton, and Tyson Valentine. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand, remove your headgear, and face the flag at the north end of the track as we honor our nation with the playing of the national anthem.
Hard to believe that it's the final game of the regular season tonight in Polk. Good evening, everybody. My name is Cale Sleazer, and it is my honor and privilege to be the voice of Gilbert Tigers baseball this summer. Tigers looking to end the regular season on a high note and win their first set of back-to-back games this regular season. They had a fun one last night in Marshalltown, a 14-3 walloping on the road. All 9 starters had a hit, 17 in total. Meanwhile, Southeast Polk is on a run of their own. They swept Ottumwa in a doubleheader yesterday. And on the mound for them tonight is Cale Julander, spelled just like yours truly. In 8 games, Zoolander is 2-2 with a 2.89 ERA. Opposing batting average of 183, very good number there. 24 hits, 32 walks, and 44 strikeouts. So very solid numbers from the senior. On the other side for the Tigers tonight, it's going to be Trip Sturgill making his first return to the mound in a while. Sturgill's numbers are as follows. He has a 5.19 ERA, 33 hits, 13 walks, and then 26 strikeouts in 27 innings. And Tommy McGuire is going to lead it off for the Tigers. He finally got his first win on the mound last night after a great showing. 5 innings, and only 1 run earned of the 3 that Marshalltown scored. First pitch from Zoolander is on the ground to second base. It's cleanly backhanded. The throw to first is in time for out number 1. So McGuire grounds out 4-3 for the first pitch of this game. And here comes Alden Short. Beautiful facilities here at Southeast Polk. This is a turf field, so do not be surprised if you see some wild hops on the infield or near home plate with wild pitches or a fly ball that finds the turf and bounces very high, as that one misses for ball 1 on Short. 2 years ago when I was calling games in North Carolina at Big League Camp out there in the Blue Ridge Mountains, the Swamp Foxes had a turf field, and that definitely created some interesting ground balls and bounces on fly balls and line drives, so it will definitely play a factor tonight. 1-1. That one tails away 2-1. When I do my game notes every morning, I look for interesting tidbits from teams, and the one that stands out to me from Southeast Polk, they have a team ERA of 3.42. That is phenomenal on any level, and I think that went off the knob of the bat. I don't see Short jogging down to first, so that'll be a 2-2 count. If memory serves, Alden Short does lead the team in hit by pitches with 9. He's got an on-base percentage way up there, as that one just misses. An umpire flashing 2-2, so must have been a bit ahead on a ball count there. Alden with a 5.95 on-base percentage, and that one misses high and tight. That was ball 4. So Short draws the base on balls. He has shown a tremendous eye this season. That 476 batting average is not too far behind the on-base percentage. So here's Cole Myers, who's at second base tonight. He flares this one to right field. This is going to drift foul and out of reach of everybody. It'll drop harmlessly for strike 1. Myers batting an even 300 on the season, 356 on base, 7 doubles and 14 RBI, including one that he got last night. Rams come in with the record of 23-16. Tigers are 7-19, as that's a called strike. Good offering from Zoolander there. Count now 0-2. Thanks to the 15 of you with us. Hope we didn't lose too many of you in between games. Our hotspot was giving us issues, but we did get access to some Wi-Fi here at the park, so knock on wood or whatever substance this is. I'm knocking on everything to make sure that our internet stays nice and functional, because if there's one thing we don't like, it's technical difficulties. I'm fine dealing with everything else. Count remains 0-2. Moderate lead at first by Short. That one's flared foul to the right, and Cole Myers is not making it easy on Cale Zoolander. Trip Sturgill on deck. Sturgill had a great night last night. He's now up to 10 RBI on the season, and he's flirting with a 300 average. Just below that at 296. Sturgill, when healthy, has been phenomenal, and that's a called strike 3, upper inside corner. Good offering to Myers. That is out number 2, and Sturgill will get a chance with 2 away, 1 on. First strikeout of the game. Ground out to second by McGuire, a walk by Short, and a strikeout there by Myers brings up the cleanup man. Sturgill looking to help his own cause as he's on the mound. That's fouled back. Count 0-1. Less than 72 hours away from sub-state baseball. The Tigers will be on the road at Benton Friday at 7 p.m. They will take on the winner of Oskaloosa and Sadell. A potential rematch against Sadell will be quite entertaining. So that one is a called strike, 0-2. Unfortunately, the game on the road at Sadell was one of the very few that we have not broadcasted here this summer. Tigers were down 9-2 in the 7th inning of that, came all the way back to 4 extra innings, and that game went all the way to the 10th. Unfortunately, Sadell walked that one off. That's grounded to shortstop, and a throw to first is going to be in time. Strong throw from Maddox O'Connor. He might have thought about stepping on second, but he makes the throw over to Kane Brockman at first, and that ends the inning. Tigers get a man on, but that's all. We go to the bottom of the first. Still scoreless here in Polk. Be right back. Bottom of the first here, Tigers and Rams. For those of you just joining us, my name's Cale Sleazer. Welcome to Tiger Broadcast here on YouTube. Connor Duong, Holden Hansen, and Maddox O'Connor, second baseman, catcher, and shortstop, starting it off for the Rams. Duong's had a solid season, 305 average, 422 on base, has a home run and 20 RBI. So that's a good offering from Sturgill for a strike. Next offering, that one tails low and away, 1-1. If memory serves, Sturgill had a great kind of surprise start a few weeks ago on the road at Winterset. Tommy McGuire went down in the top of that first inning with an injury. That one is roped but foul down the left field line. Tripp pitched 6 innings of 2-run ball, not even knowing he would be in the game that night. Unfortunately, both of those runs were scored in the bottom of the 6th inning in a 0-0 ball game at that point. Tigers lost a tough one, 2-1 that night. That one's roped foul down the left field line. It's being squared up well by Duong. He's just a little bit ahead of it. Count remains 1-2. Do not let that 7-19 record fool you. The Tigers have played a lot of close, entertaining ball games this year, and if last night is an indication of anything, the bats are ready to go for postseason play, as that one misses 2-2. All 9 starters got a hit last night for the Tigers. Most of them drove in runs as they won 14-3. That one just missed the zone, 3-2. Good amount of Gilbert Tiger fans here. I feel like I say that every game. The Gilbert crowd travels very well. Good to see a lot of familiar faces here on the road. That is going to be one hop to shortstop. Throw to first is just in time. Good, strong throw from shortstop. That's Ian Eldred making the play. Again, that is not an easy play to make on turf. That ball bounced a little bit higher than it usually would on regular infield dirt. But Eldred making the play. And the leadoff man in Duong is retired via the 6-3 ground out. Here's Holden Hansen. Hansen taps this one foul down the third baseline. Hansen, the backstop tonight for the Rams. We'll get you his numbers here as I pull up the varsity bound tab. That one is skied into left. It's traveling a bit. Howard backpedaling, tracking it, makes the catch. Nice play, Braden Howard. That will lower the 281 average from Hansen. Score that in F7. And Braden had to fight the sun a little bit there, too. That is not an easy play for a left fielder to make. Ball floating back, trying to backpedal. Sun in your eyes. But 2 up, 2 down for Trip Sturgill here in the first. But Maddox O'Connor has the big bat on this team. He one-hops it to second. It's bobbled a bit by short, and that is not going to be in time. That was actually Cole Myers over there at second base. I mix up the 42 and the 12 on defense a lot. That's going to be an E4. That's a tough hop. That turf is already making things a lot harder for both sides so far. So this is the third baseman, Brett Nicodemus, standing in. Called strike, and stealing second and sliding in uncontested is O'Connor. Bell thought about throwing it, but might have lost the grip on that. There are 2 away. A little bit behind on the score bug. Apologize for that. That's swung on and missed for strike 2. Nicodemus batting .295 with a .406 on base, a home run, and 24 RBI. He takes outside. Bell's going to throw to third, and it's going to short hop third base. So advancing to third is O'Connor with some very aggressive base running. Runner at third, 2 away, 1-2 count. That's tapped foul. Good spoil swing there from Nicodemus. Noah Trexel, the designated hitter on deck. He's batting for the pitcher, Julander. Another 1-2. That's on the ground. That is going to sneak up the middle for a base hit, and the Rams strike first in the first inning. That's an unearned run on Sturgill. It is now 1-0. So aggressive base running from O'Connor, getting him all the way around there. Aggressive lead at first. And Sturgill misses outside for ball 1 there. Trexel batting .264 with a .435 on base. 13 doubles, which leads the team. And 20 RBI of his own. So he's ahead in the count here, 2-0. Ground out, fly out, error. Stolen base, then an advance. Then an RBI single. That one is in the gap in left center field. That could be trouble. That's going to get down. Rounding second and going to third is Nicodemus. He will be held at third, and that is a 2-out double for Noah Trexel. And Trip Sturgill finding himself in some trouble here after his defense couldn't help him end the inning. Back-to-back hits for the Rams. The left fielder, Caden Hills, will stand in. Runners on second and third with 2 away. So that one is low and away. Great stop by Bell. He saved a run there. One-zero from Sturgill. That clips the upper edge for a strike. Should the inning continue, Kane Brockman, the first baseman, on deck. We're at our sixth batter of the inning. That just misses down low, 2-1. It'll be Eldred, Bell, Popish due up for the Tigers in inning number 2 once we get there. That's flared foul off to the right. That'll get out of play. Count even at 2. 2-2, 2 away, 2 runners on, 1 home in the bottom of the first for the Rams. High leverage at bat here. That one just tails high and outside, 3-2. A lot of energy coming from that Ram dugout. Payoff pitch. That's on the ground to second. It's bobbled again by Myers, but he stays in front of it and makes the throw to end the inning. But the earlier Myers error resulted in a run. Rams lead 1-0 after 1. We'll be back with the second in just a moment.
Leading off for Gilbert, number 10, Ian Eldred.
5, 6, 7 for the Tigers. Ian Eldred, Blake Bell, and Seth Popish. For those of you just joining us, the Rams got an unearned run in the bottom of inning number 1. Trip Sturgill got the first 2 outs, but then an error at second by Cole Myers resulted in Maddox O'Connor coming around and scoring on a Brett Nicodemus RBI single. As that one is fouled for strike 1. Ian Eldred comes in batting .243 with a .378 on-base percentage, 2 triples, a home run, and 11 RBI. He got 2 of those RBI on a single last night in Marshalltown. That misses high, 1-1. Next offering, that misses high and away, 2-1. Alden Short drew a walk in the first inning, but that's all the Tigers could muster against Cale Julander, the senior in his second inning of work. That one's flared foul off to the right. This will get out of play, making it 2-2. Infield playing back just a little bit now, walking in a couple of steps. That curveball misses high and inside. Eldred had to duck that a little bit. Count's now full. Even when Eldred struggled a little bit at the start of the season, his disciplined eye has gotten him very far. He's drawn a full count here, and that's going to be ball 4. That'll increase the .378 on base, and the potential go-ahead run now at the plate. And Blake Bell, who has squared up the ball very well in his last few games. Second walk issued by Julander. Bell struggled a little bit at the start of the year as well. He's also lined into some very tough contact over the course of the season, but he's now got his average up to 216 with a 275 on base and 9 RBI after last night's action as he fouls that one back 0-1. Bell is in there primarily for his defense, a great catcher, only a sophomore, and I'm not just saying that because he's my cousin. It's true. Great defense. Moderate lead at first by Eldred, now growing. He's shuffling his feet. He's not going to go. That one clips the outer edge for a strike. It's 0-2. The Tigers have stolen in waves this season. They usually indicate when they're going to steal a lot in games pretty early. Eldred is 12 for 14. He has a massive lead out there. He's not running. That just misses down low, 1-2. Good take from Bell. Bell chased a lot of outside pitches at the start of the year, but has really sharpened his eye over these last couple of months. 1-2. That one is hit up the middle. That'll be gloved at second for one throw to first. And that is going to be a tough double play. Bell couldn't quite hit it hard enough to get it past the second baseman. That was Connor Duong. And step on second for one, and the throw over to first. Snagged by Kane Brockman for the double play, so that kills the Gilbert rally. And there's 2 away for Seth Popish. That one just misses for ball 1. Popish had a nice home run last Monday on the road at ADM, a screamer over the left field wall as he takes just up high, 2-0. I'll get you Seth's numbers here. He's batting 188 with a 291 on base, 3 RBI along with that home run. He has 3 doubles. So that's a called strike, 2-1. When called upon, Seth has also played pretty solid defense. The Tigers are very lucky to have 2 very good defensive first basemen in Sturgill and Popish as that misses high, 3-1. Coming from a lifelong Cubs fan who will love Anthony Rizzo no matter what team he's on, having a good first baseman who can dig bad throws at first and catch wild pop-ups in foul territory is very valuable. Both Popish and Sturgill can do that. And that is going to spike in the turf for ball 4. So Cale Julander struggling with his location a little bit. 3 walks already in the first inning and 2/3. And here comes Josh Grauwinkle getting the start at third base. Grauwinkle batting 179 with a 327 on base. He's drawn 6 walks and been hit by 3 pitches. So he has a very disciplined eye. So that one just misses outside for a ball. Grauwinkle does have 2 RBI on the season as well as a double. This is his 17th start and 18th game played. Runner goes. That one is going to be hit into left field for a base hit. Might have been a hit run on there. We don't see Seth Popish steal very often. Well executed by Josh Grauwinkle. And here comes Braden Howard in the 9th spot. First hit of the ball game for the Tigers. They've drawn 3 walks, and Grauwinkle singles one into left field. Potential go-ahead run now on the bases at first. Runners not being held on, getting pretty big leads. That one skips in the turf. Popish thought about it, now darting back to second, and he's going to be out. Base running mistake by Popish ends the inning. And that kills another Gilbert rally. We've played 1.5 here at Southeast Polk. Still 1-0. Rams will be back in a moment.
for the Rams, number 14, Kane Brockman.
Bottom of the order, bottom of inning number 2. Kane Brockman, Braden Lewis, and Cameron Hull. First baseman, right fielder, center fielder coming up for the Rams. Tigers strung together a few base runners last inning, 2 walks and a hit, but a double play and then a base running mistake by Seth Popish added up to 3 outs, and the Tigers are still scoreless through 2 innings of their turn at bat. And Trip Sturgill will try and hold the line in his second inning of work. The run scored on him was unearned. Fielding error by Cole Myers at second resulted in a run scoring. So that one tails outside, 1-1. Rams have been very busy this year. They're playing their 40th ball game. So that one tails inside for a ball, 2-1. I was talking to my Aunt Alice on the drive here, Blake Bell's mom, my aunt. And it's felt like this season has gone a lot faster. That's in large part because the Tigers aren't going to play as many as last year's. That's on the ground to first. It's cleanly gloved. And Popish will take it himself. 3 unassisted put out on Kane Brockman for out number 1. And Lewis will stand in. So there's 1 away. But this is only game number 27 that the Tigers are playing. They played 31 regular season games last year with an 18-13 record. Did play a few sub-state games. But 3 games got rained out this season on an already shorter schedule. That one's skied into left center field. Who wants it? It's going to be Tommy McGuire making the catch without too much trouble. And just like the first inning, the first 2 men are retired by Trip Sturgill. But he'll look to get Cameron Hull. Sturgill retired the first 2 men in the first. Before that, error snowballed things a bit. Both hits he gave up were also after that last error. Bunt laid down. That's a good bunt. I don't think the Tigers stand a chance here, and all that Sturgill can do is get in front of it. That was a thing of beauty from Cameron Hull. Right on that dirt-colored patch of turf, about 6 inches inside of the left field line. There is nothing you can do on a bunt like that except tip your hat to Cameron Hull. Tigers laid down some really good bunts last night in Marshalltown. That would have fit right in with those. But a well-earned infield single by Cameron Hull. Now we're back to the top of the order in Connor Duong, who grounded out to shortstop his first time. And Sturgill will briefly reset on the mound. As that one clips the knees for a strike, well framed by Bell. Next one just misses on the outside. 1-1. Another beautiful day for baseball. It's been a good couple of weeks for baseball. There was that heat wave here in central Iowa. So throw to first yields no fruit. It's been high 70s and low 80s for a lot of action these last couple of weeks. The only dull spot was that rain last week that snowballed things a little bit. Count now 1-2. Just glad that senior night didn't get rained out on Friday. That was a fun night despite the Tiger loss. Celebrating the great senior seasons of David Dunn, Chase Klatt, and Cole Myers. Bell will throw to second. He lost the grip on that a little bit, so it'll be a stolen base for Cameron Hull. Really flashing the speed here in the second inning. Second steal of the night for the Rams. Sturgill just needs one more strike to get out of this second inning. That's in the dirt. Good stop by Bell. 3-2. That one's in the turf, I should say. Took me a couple weeks in North Carolina 2 years ago to adjust from dirt to turf. And then last year in Indiana, it took me a while to adjust vice versa on a dirt field. So that one's foul the way, 3-2. This is the first turf field that I've called the ball game in since North Carolina. They are very nice fields. And it's really nice on rainy days, as that one is hit into center field, running over, and watching it drop is Tommy McGuire. Throw to the plate is not in time, and it'll be a single and advance to second on the throw, as it is 2-0 Rams here in inning number 2. Sturgill has struggled getting that third out tonight, whether that's because of him or a defensive error behind him. So RBI single for Duong, and he advances on the throw. Not a bad decision there by Tommy McGuire, despite the speed of Cameron Hull. The throw was pretty accurate and closer than I thought it would be, honestly. And Hansen takes low and outside for a ball. Another good stop by Bell. He's had to really range to his right on a lot of those Sturgill pitches so far tonight. Thanks to the 21 of you here on Tiger Broadcast watching the final regular season game of the summer of 2024. Sub-state action less than 72 hours away in Benton on Friday. It will be broadcasted right here on Tiger Broadcast as Sturgill steps off to check on Duong at second base. One offering. That's tapped on the ground. That's foul down the third baseline. Looks like David Dunn will put on a helmet and trot toward that one. Kind of occurred to me when David Dunn was batting during the JV game that I'm watching potentially the last at-bat someone ever takes. That's a fair ball down the left field line. This is going to be an RBI double that scores Duong from second. Holden Hansen has an RBI two-bagger. It's 3-0 Rams. But as far as David Dunn, he had a good final at-bat for his career. He drew a hard-earned walk in the JV game. And Chase Klatt, I believe, almost beat out a ground ball to first. I think he did beat out a ground ball to first in either his last at-bat or his second-to-last at-bat in the JV game. So good to see those seniors get some good final action in what will likely be their final time on the field as the regular season wraps up here tonight. Coach Eldred talking it over with the infield. Trip Sturgill's had no problem getting the first 2 outs tonight, but out number 3 has been a bit of a struggle. 3 unassisted ground out, fly out to center, but then bunt single, RBI double, and that's actually going to be it for Sturgill. I believe this is Gabe Nelson coming in. He has been stellar out of the Tiger bullpen this season. We'll step aside and let Gabe warm up, and we'll get you his numbers when we come back. And we're back with Maddox O'Connor in the 3 spot. He reached on the error back in the first inning and then scored the first run of the game for the Rams. But Gabe Nelson, the sophomore phenom, now on the mound for the Tigers. It's been quite a season for Gabe. 12 innings pitched, he's allowed only 1 run. 9 hits, 5 walks, and 6 strikeouts. As that's a fly ball into the left center field. That's going to get into the gap. This will score another run. And that is another RBI double for the Rams. So it's now 4-0. That run will be charged to Sturgill. Maddox O'Connor wasting no time. That's now 6 hits for Southeast Polk. So that closes the book on Trip Sturgill. 1 2/3 innings pitched, 5 hits, 4 runs. Only 3 of those runs are earned as Nelson deals ball 1 to Brett Nicodemus, who had that RBI single in the previous inning. 1-0. That clips the upper outside corner, 1-1. I alluded to the Sadell game earlier. That's where Gabe made his debut. Came in garbage time in the 6th inning when the Tigers were down by 7 and then found himself pitching in extra innings. He labored all the way until the 10th inning when he was unfortunately walked off. That's the only run he has given up this season. Since then, just about perfect. He struck out the side in order, top of the order against the Boone Toreadors on the road a couple of weeks ago as that one skips in the turf. Good stop by Bell. Now 2-2. Gabe doesn't give up a lot of hard contact. He lets his defense help him out a little bit. Not necessarily a strikeout pitcher, as he only has 6 strikeouts in 12 innings coming into this one. But a whip under 1.2. Walks and hits per innings pitched under 1.2 an inning. So the count's now full 3-2. Usually you want your major leaguers to have about a 1.2, 1.25 whip or lower. That's a great number on any level. Runner goes. That's going to be fouled off. Count is 3-2. Gabe Nelson trying to clean up the mess. 3 home in the inning for the Rams. That's on the ground to shortstop. It's cleanly gloved. The throw to first is in time, and the Tigers get out of the second. But the Rams pile on to their lead. It's now 4-0 after 2 innings of play. We'll be back with the Tigers batting in the third in just a moment. Braden Howard, Tommy McGuire, and Alden Short, the trio to start the third. Seth Popish caught stranded off of second base to end the second inning, so Howard will get new life against Cale Julander, who now has a 4-run cushion to work with. So that one falls in there for a strike. Julander's given up 3 walks and 1 hit, but has managed to get himself out of trouble so far. So that one tails low and away, 1-1. The hustling Braden Howard has a 296 average and a 377 on base with 6 RBI. So that is right back to Julander on the mound. He will throw to first and get Howard for a 1-3 putout to start inning number 3. Here comes Tommy McGuire looking to bounce back from a ground out to second base his last time. Not sure I got Tommy's numbers read off at the start of the game, so here they are now. He has a 257 average, a 321 on-base percentage, 5 doubles, and 6 RBI. He does have a triple in there as well. There was a day where Tommy had 2 doubles and a triple in his first 3 at-bats. Either his first 3 or his first 4. He had 8 total bases that night. So that one is a called strike, upper third. Julander has a bit of a quicker pace to his pitching as that misses high 2-1. We see that a lot with the Gilbert Tigers. Cole Myers, the main starter, likes to work quickly. Would not surprise me if we saw him start the sub-state game on Friday. That one misses high. Now 3-1. Benton located about an hour and a half east-ish of the Ames-Gilbert area. So that one is skied into center, camped under it, and making the catch is going to be Cameron Hull. And 2 quick outs for the Tigers. Here comes Alden Short. Short drew a walk his first time. He's been floating around a 600 on base percentage all season long. 595 coming into tonight. I would imagine that the on base is back above 600 with that walk that he drew. He takes just up high for a ball. Approaching 8 o'clock here in central Iowa. 7:52 p.m. local time as that tails in for a strike. Now there's a lot of families watching from the likes of Tennessee, California, and other few locations out there. Glad you could be with us tonight. Tigers looking to come back in this one. Check swing and a called swing, says the first base umpire. Count now 1-2 on Short, trying to extend the inning for Cole Myers on deck, standing in that on-deck circle. That misses high, 2-2. Julander's next offering, that's a check swing. It skips in the turf. And the first base umpire calling strike 3 once again. The Rams started walking off before he even made the call. They were pretty confident with that. And that's going to end the top of the third. Tigers go down unceremoniously. We'll be back with the bottom of the third in a moment. 5, 6, 7 for Southeast Polk here in the bottom of inning number 3. Welcome back to Tiger Broadcast here on YouTube. Gilbert Tigers Baseball. My name's Kale Sleazer. So happy to be with you all season. It's been a fun year calling Tigers Baseball. Coming to its thrilling conclusion in the next few days as round 1 of Sub-State takes place on Friday. Trexel takes ball 1. Gabe Nelson got the last out in the second inning. He's still in for the third. Can see some of the Nelsons being represented here. Top row of the bleachers. I watched that Sadell game with the Nelsons. That was a fun night. Really nice group of people. So that one's fouled back just above the Nelsons. Counts 1-2. Trexel hit a double his last time up. And the 1-2 that just misses the upper inside corner. 2-2. Nelson gets set, winds, and fires. That's popped up. Center field. McGuire is under it and makes the catch. That traveled a bit farther than I thought it would, but the out is made all the same. So that's an F8 on Trexel. Here comes Caden Hills, who grounded out to second his last time. That ground out ended the first inning. Big lefty Nelson fires. That's a strike. Nelson gets the sign from Bell. Winds and fires. That's on the ground. The shortstop, cleanly gloved by Eldred. Steps into his throw. Strong throw in time. And 3 innings in a row, the Tigers have gotten the first 2 outs, no problem. It's just been that darn out number 3. Kane Brockman stands in. He grounded out into a 3 unassisted to start the second inning. First offering from Nelson. Just misses the lower outside corner for a ball. Tried to bend a breaking ball in there. Here's the 1-0. That one finds the corner for a strike, 1-1. I mentioned my time in North Carolina 2 summers ago. In the middle of the Blue Ridge Mountains out there. It almost looks eerily similar out here, with a lot of trees in the back here in this background. The only thing missing is majestic Grandfather Mountain just beyond center field. But it looks very much like the North Carolina scenery that I called ball games in 2 years ago. Again, I want to reiterate, beautiful facilities out here at Southeast Polk. That falls in for a strike, 2-2. You think the baseball field is nice. Dare I say the softball field behind us is even nicer. 2-2, 2 away in the bottom of inning number 3. Nelson looking to retire the side. And he does! Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's the first clean inning that the Tiger defense has put together tonight. We go to the 4th. Still 4-0 Rams over Tigers. We'll be back in just a moment. New pitcher for the Rams, James Townsley, will go on the mound starting the 4th inning. Townsley's pitched 15 2/3 innings. He has a 2.23 ERA, 9 hits, 8 walks, and 16 strikeouts, as it'll be 3-4-5 for Cole Myers to start the top of the 4th. I got to give some credit to a shirt that I just saw in the Southeast Polk crowd. So that one just misses high for a ball. So my high school, Linmar, back in eastern Iowa, they partnered with Ray Gun a few years back. Back in my high school days, and made some funny shirts. So that one tails outside behind everybody, 2-0. And I believe I saw a very similar looking Ray Gun shirt worn by a Southeast Polk fan. It says S.E. Polk, as in Southeast Polk. We give a Ram, as that one misses inside 3-0. I have to give credit where credit is due for wordplay, and they're actually going to say that hit Cole Myers. It must have grazed his shoulder. So let's see if the Tigers can finally capitalize on a leadoff man, as that is an HBP to get Myers on base for the first time. My favorite shirt that Linmar cranked out while I was in high school with the Ray Gun sponsorship. We had a lot of construction go on during my time as a freshman and into my sophomore year of high school. That was a fair bit ago, back when the Cubs won the World Series. Hard to believe that was almost 8 years ago. We're not going to think about that. What we are going to think about is, since there was so much construction at my high school at that time, the fire alarm went off at least once a week, like clockwork, as that is on the ground to third base and just foul. So we'll have a 1-1. The fire alarm went off so many times, Linmar went out of the way to make a Fire Drill State Champs 2016 shirt. Because dang it, we evacuated that building like no other. It was second nature to us students by the time it got to the point. We probably evacuated 24 times in the winter and spring with all that construction going on. But that We Give a Ram shirt reminded me of that. That's on the ground, cleanly gloved at second for one, over to first. That's a double play. Second time that the Tigers have grounded into a double play after the leadoff man has gotten on. Another 6-4-3. That might have gone off of the glove of James Townsley, but we're going to score it a 6-3 double play. That's what Blake Bell grounded into last time. He is in the on-deck circle. Coming in is Ian Eldred, so that one bounces away from him. It's been really interesting. Both Zoolander and Townsley have had trouble locating tonight. Townsley's thrown a few of them to the backstop, and Zoolander walked 3 men in 3 innings. But the Tigers still have just not been able to scratch anything across, as that one gets away from the catcher, Holden Hansen, 2-0. Baseball is such a strange and intriguing game. Sometimes things add up that shouldn't, and sometimes things that shouldn't add up do, as it's 3-0. For example, I believe the Tigers lead in the hit column, or they just have the 1, but they've drawn a lot of walks. They've had more traffic on the bases, arguably, as I say that, that's the 4th walk issued by Ram pitching, first one by James Townsley. So Eldred, drawing his 2nd free pass of the night, gets on base. Now Blake Bell will come up. Grounded into a double play last time. He can't do that here with 2 away. And I've said it a few times on the broadcast, the name of the game of baseball, simply put, is hit it where they ain't. You can hit it as hard as you possibly can, and it will not matter if it goes into the glove of a defender. So that's a called strike. I believe Cole Myers had a screamer to shortstop last night. Hardest hit ball of the night. It went right to the shortstop's glove. And then there was a beautiful bunt laid down earlier tonight by Cameron Hull of the Rams. That one is skied into left, drifting, and camping under it and making the catch is Caden Hills. But Tigers laid down some good bunts last night. and got some hits that way. But the Tigers couldn't quite hit it where they weren't this inning. They squander another leadoff man on as we go to the fourth, the bottom of the fourth. Still 4-0 Rams over Tigers. Back in a moment.
Leading off for the Rams, number 3, Braden Lewis.
8-9-1 for the Rams in the bottom of inning number 4. Braden Lewis, Cameron Hull, and Connor Duong, right fielder, center fielder, second baseman. Welcome back to Tiger Broadcast here on YouTube. My name's Cale Sleazer. Great to see our viewership slowly climbing tonight. We've peaked at 23. And Gabe Nelson still out there. He's pitched an inning and a third as that one's popped up right side. This should be playable, running over. And watching it drop his bell. He kind of let it go at the last possible second. It would have been a tougher play to make. But that did drop 2 or 3 feet in front of him. There is a very small lip of the dugouts that extends over fair play. The bell wasn't quite able to flag that one down. Lewis flew out to center field for the second out of the second inning and takes high and outside, making it 1-1. Nelson gets the sign, winds and fires. That one, just misses down low, 2-1. That was good movement on the breaking ball from Nelson. So he wipes some sweat off of his brow there. Well, another fun fact about a turf field, it's usually black pellets down there that heat up the field pretty quickly. So as warm as it may be for some of the spectators tonight as that falls in for a strike, it is much warmer on that field. I can also attest to that. I believe I mentioned briefly last night when the Marshalltown Marching Band was practicing behind us on the football field. I was in the marching band in my high school days, and we marched on a turf field. Summer camp was quite hot, to say the least there. So turf fields can heat up pretty quickly. And Gabe Nelson is working hard and valiantly here in his second inning of work and then some, as he just misses with another breaker down low for ball 4. So the leadoff man is on in Braden Lewis. First walk issued by Tiger pitching tonight.
Now batting, number 22, Cameron Hull.
Cameron Hull had that bunt single with 2 outs that really sparked the big inning in the second. It was a beauty that was tucked perfectly in the third baseline, and then he stole a base, advanced to third. He showed bunt again, and that's going to be a pass ball that gets behind Blake Bell. And the Rams now have another runner in scoring position. Hull showed bunt again and then pulled back. Bell might have been ready to chase that bunt, put him a little bit off balance. Now the count is 1-0 with a runner in scoring position. One run in the first and 3 runs in the second for Southeast Polk. Gilbert just trying to hold the line. That one curves just down low, 2-0. Nelson is really trying to locate that curveball at the knees. He is not missing by much. Nelson looks back to second. Looks back again, winds and fires. That one is roped to left field. That is caught on a bunny hop by Braden Howard. Nice play. It looked like for a second that would get over Braden's head, but he made the late adjustment, jumped about 2 feet in the air, and made the catch. That's a big out number 1. Howard just saved a run there. That's an L7 on Cameron Hull, and we're back to the top of the order, and Connor Duong, who had that RBI single that drove in Cameron Hull last time. And runner goes, but this is going to be hit into center field. That's going to drop for a base hit, and that's going to act as a hit and run. That gets the 5th run on the board for the Rams. First earned run against Gabe Nelson since his very first appearance of the season. Folks, I've just been given free popcorn. That made my day. There's one thing I love more than most things in this world. It's free food while calling a ball game. Keeps you fresh. Runner is on first. It's now 5-0 as that's hit well into left center field, but making the catch is Tommy McGuire as Holden Hansen flies out to center. Now 2 away for Maddox O'Connor, who reached on an error and then had an RBI double. He's had a good night. He scored that first run of the game. First offering. That's a called strike. There's a good bender toward the lower half of the zone by Nelson. I just want to say, I mentioned it last night. Tiger broadcast and its behind-the-scenes workers meeting me and my Aunt Alice these last couple of nights have been treated extremely well by both Marshalltown and the folks here at Southeast Polk. In both locations, we've been guided to good broadcast spots, been given a backup Wi-Fi signal here tonight, which we're actually riding right now. That kind of saved our bacon earlier. That skips in the turf throw to second is in time. Good throw from Blake Bell and a great tag from Ian Eldred to end the 4th inning. But the Rams get 1 run. It's 5-0 as we go to the 5th. We'll be back in a moment. Bottom of the order, top of the fifth for the Tigers. Seth Popish, Josh Grauwinkle, and Braden Howard. I was cut off a bit at the end of the last inning, but essentially what I'm saying is a big thank you to Marshalltown and Southeast Polk, all the folks there for welcoming us, and to all the other schools that have welcomed Tiger broadcasts this summer. We haven't made it everywhere, and schools have the right to say no to an opposing broadcast coming into high schools. We have been turned down a couple of times, which, I mean, I'm not going to diss or speak against that in any way because, again, schools have rights to not let other schools broadcast on their home fields. But for the most part, we have been welcomed with open arms to other facilities. A lot of the time we've been given press box space, just like we've been given tonight by Southeast Polk. And it's just nice to return to the atmosphere of high school baseball after I've called college level-ish ball the last 2 summers. The athletic directors here certainly all look out for one another as well. So that one just misses 3-1. That just missed the upper inside corner. Seth Popish did draw a walk last time, but was caught stranded on second base to end, I believe it was the second inning, as that gets away for ball 4, and Popish will hustle over to first, but scrambling to get that wild ball is Holden Hansen. And here comes Josh Grauwinkle at a nice flare single into left field his last time. That's now 5 walks issued by the Southeast Polk Rams pitching staff, but the Tigers just haven't managed to scratch a run on the board yet. They need to get something working and fast. Down 5 runs in this one. That misses high for ball 1. Braden Howard on deck. He grounded out to the pitcher, Julander, at the time. This is James Townsley still on the mound after he started back in the 4th inning. So that one misses. We're going to have time called briefly here as the battery will talk it over. It does look like Maddox O'Connor is joining the party too. We'll read off Cale Julander's final line. He pitched 3 innings, 1 hit, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, no runs. As everyone will disperse and Grauwinkle will stand back in. 2-0 count, nobody out. Seth Popish on first, getting a moderate lead, being held on. As that one misses high. Throw back to first. Popish scrambles in safely. Kane Brockman being very vigilant down there at first base for the Rams, holding on the runner. 3-0. That misses for ball 4, so the Tigers have first and second, nobody out, with Braden Howard coming up. Howard has had some big hits in clutch situations this summer. Could use one right here. The left side of the infield for the moment is pretty open. Both defenders playing pretty tight to their bags. That's a called strike. Count 0-1 on the left fielder. Braden's played some pretty good defense tonight. He's fought the sun. He's gone vertical to get a screaming fly ball. So valuable in left field and in that 9 spot. He shows bunt. It's a good one. Going down the third base line. Throw to first. Not in time. Braden Howard flashes the signature hustle, which has kept him in that valuable 9 spot all year long for the very purpose of rounding out the bases for the top of the order, which is where we are now with Tommy McGuire. Second hit of the night for the Tigers. And this is a golden opportunity for Gilbert to get some runs on the board an inch closer. First pitch to McGuire. High and outside. Walk by Grauwinkle. Walk by Popish before him. And now Braden Howard with a beautiful bunt single. We've seen some great bunts displayed by all teams in these last couple of nights of baseball here on Tiger Broadcast. Tommy laid down 2 beautiful bunts last night and reached safely on both. Cameron Hull laid one down earlier for the Rams, and Braden Howard just moments ago. That's on the ground to shortstop, cleanly gloved, over to second for 1, over to first, and that is the 3rd double play that the Tigers have grounded into tonight. A run does score. They are on the board. The Gilbert crowd didn't love the out call at first. It was bang, bang. Umpire calls out. That is a 6-4-3 double play. There is still a runner on third for Alden Short. And that's going to plunk him. So Alden is on for the second time tonight. His on-base percentage definitely over 600 now as he's walked and now been hit. And Townsley has been all over the place since coming in as well. 5 walks, 2 hits. And I believe that's the only hit by pitch on the Tigers side. It is. A lot of traffic, and the Tigers to this point have only managed to scratch across 1 run. 3 double plays have killed a lot of momentum tonight. We'll see if Short wants to run here to get the force out away from second base. Tigers have had a lot of balls hit to the infield tonight. That one's going to get away. The Tigers are going to score a run. It's 5-2. Rounding second and stopping is Short. That's a big mistake by Townsley. So the Tigers are now within striking distance. That's a big, wild pitch. A 3-run deficit is much more manageable than a 4-run deficit, especially in the latter half of a ball game. That one clips the upper part of the zone. Good offering from Townsley there, 1-1. Cole Myers standing in has a strikeout and was actually hit by pitches last time. So 2 Tigers have been hit. Late swing, throw to third, and that's a stolen base by Alden Short. That was a bit of a wild throw from Holden Hansen, but Brett Nicomedes, the third baseman, managed to leap in the air and keep that from going into left field. That would have given the Tigers another run. I believe Nicomedes just jogged into the dugout. Wonder what this is about. Count is 1-2 with the runner on third, and I'm being told that he is switching gloves, and he is. Swaps a light brown for a dark brown, perhaps a black glove. One and two away, runner on third. 2 home in the inning for the Tigers. They had the bases loaded with nobody out, but then a 6-4-3 double play grounded into Tommy McGuire, put 2 outs on the board, but got a run home. And then a wild pitch managed to score Josh Grauwinkle. Now Alden Short gets his lead off of third. Cole Myers trying to drive him in. That's on the ground to shortstop. It's cleanly gloved. Throw to first is in time to get a sprinting Myers. And the Tigers get 2, but it could have been more. They now only trail by 3. It's 5-2 going to inning number 5, the bottom of the 5th. We'll be back in a moment. We are now in the bottom of inning number 5 as I'll get the score bug reset for you folks at home. It will be Maddox O'Connor, Brett Nicomedes, and Noah Trexel, heart of the Ram order 3-4-5. It is Micah Leyva on the mound now for the Tigers. Micah's done pretty good in a moderate sample size. He pitched very well on the road at Pella back in late May, early June. He has a 4.12 ERA on the season as he misses there. 21 hits, 13 walks, and 19 strikeouts in 17 innings. Mixed results overall, but a job well done for the most part by Leyva on the mound, and he deals a strike there, 1-1. Next offering from Micah. That's flared into right field. Caught on a sprint by Alden Short. He got a great beat on that ball. That was a tailing, sinking line drive. I thought Short might have had to leave his feet, but he got a great beat on that ball, and that is out number 1. So that makes O'Connor 1 for 3. Score that in L9. Nicomedes is 1 for 2 with an RBI single and takes a strike. Thanks to the 23 of you still with us here on Tiger Broadcast. My name's Cale Sleazer. Tigers were down 5, but got 2 in the top of inning number 5, as that's a strike dealt by Leyva. I know I've talked about the Sadell game a lot tonight, but in that game, the Tigers were down 9-2 going to the 7th inning, and they forced extras. So that one misses high, 1-2. My point is, this game is never over, the game of baseball, until it is over. And the Tigers have had some great rallies at the end of games this season. 1-2. That's fouled back to the screen. We'll have another 1-2. If the dominoes fall right on Friday, the Tigers could have a rematch against Sadell if Sadell beats Oskaloosa and Gilbert beats Benton. So that one just misses the lower outside corner, 2-2. Boy, I do not envy the home plate umpire tonight. He has had a lot of close calls to contend with. That one just missing. Here's the 2-2. That one does miss high, 3-2. Noah Trexel awaits on deck. The designated hitter is 1 for 2 with a double that he got in the first inning. 3-2. Barely foul tip by Nicomedes. He chased that one but got a piece of it to stay alive. Taylor Dukes will scramble and get that foul ball from the bench. Another 3-2. Just misses for ball 4. That is a well-earned walk by Brett Nicomedes. Second walk issued by Gilbert, pitching first by Leyva. So Trexel trots into the left-handed batter's box. The double play ball is in order for the Tigers. They've grounded into 3 of their own. Why not 1 on the other side? As that's a called strike, upper third with the fastball. Leyva's 0-1. Clipped to the edge for strike 2. Great frame by Blake Bell back there. Really helped seal that call. Sturgill holding on the runner at first. That's a bigger lead over there by Brett Nicomedes. He's shuffling his feet. Not running. That's tapped. That's foul. That is, as the Southeast Polk dugout said, ow. That is off of Trexel's. I believe that was his right foot or ankle that went off of. That's going to bruise. I've done that more than once in my playing days. That is not a fun feeling. Count 0-2. Really big lead at first by Nicomedes. And a move back to first by Leyva to check on him. Good job there. Leyva checks on first. Winds and fires. That's up high. Count 1 and 2 as Bell looks Nicomedes back to first. Not very windy tonight here at Southeast Polk. That swung on and missed for strike 3. Good high heat from Micah Leyva, and there are 2 away here in the bottom of the 5th. Here comes Caden Hills, who's grounded out to second and shortstop in that order. That is the second strikeout for Gilbert pitching. First one for Leyva. So that one is in the dirt. Great stop by Bell. He has not had an easy night back there, but he's stopped most of the tough ones. Tigers just need a lazy ground ball to end this inning. So that one is in the zone for a strike. Inner third there, 1-1. Sturgill, Eldred, and Bell due up in the next inning as that is popped up foul. That'll get out of play. It's now 1-2. Leyva needs one more strike. He looks back to first. Gets the sign from Bell. Winds and fires. And that curveball sailed above everybody. And that actually bounced all the way back from Bell. At first, I thought to myself, why isn't he moving? He didn't have to. The ball made it all the way back to him, and I think he's exchanging some friendly words there with Hills in the batter's box. I think they both said, you really didn't have to do much there, did you? 2-2, 2 away. Runner on bag number 2 after the wild pitch from Leyva, but he just needs one more strike. Here it comes. Just high, 3-2. Should the inning continue, it's first baseman Kane Brockman on deck. He's grounded into a 3 unassisted and struck out. Payoff pitch. Up high, perhaps a bit tight as well for ball 4. And the Rams stay alive in the 5th. Second walk issued in the inning by Leyva. Tigers down by 3 with only 6 outs to work with. When they come back in the top of the 6th, they cannot afford to let any more runs on the board for Southeast Polk. That's a good offering for strike 1 from Leyva. Line out to right, walk, strikeout, walk. Puts us with runners on first and second. 2 away. 0-1 count. That's fouled back. I might have caught in a small piece of Bell. He seems to be okay. That's why you wear the catcher's gear, kids. That is a suit of armor. Runners not being held on, getting their leads. Leyva looks back to second, looks back again, looks back a third time, and fires. Just missing the upper outside corner. Some Gilbert fans wanted strike 3 there. It was close, but it did just miss. Good pitcher's pitch from Leyva. Trying to get a chase from Brockman, but he did not bite. Should the inning continue, Braden Lewis is on deck. And half swing foul tipped out of the glove of Bell. Count remains 1-2. Caden Hills on first, Brett Nicomedes on second. 8:36 p.m. local time here in central Iowa. Final game of the regular season. Tigers looking to end the regular season on a high note. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good job by Micah Leyva to get out of trouble in the 5th. We go to the 6th. 5-2 Tigers over Rams. Don't go anywhere, folks. We've got ourselves a ball game. Be back in a moment.
30, Trip Sturgill.
Sturgill, Eldred, Bell, middle of the order, top of the 6th. Tigers got 2 in the 5th inning, but it is now a new arm for the Rams as that one is dealt in there for a strike out of the hand of Noah Trexel, moving from his DH spot to the mound. Get you his numbers in just a moment as I update our scorecard, and that one was fouled. I think that caught a piece of Sturgill there. Count 0-2. That one got him in the ankle. Next offering, that just misses the corner on the curveball. Trexel's pitched 19 and 1/3 innings. He's 4-0 with a 3.62 ERA, 20 hits, 8 walks, and 15 strikeouts. That's on the ground to the left side, cleanly gloved at third, stepping in and throwing a little bit high, but corralling at first is Brockman. A bit of a wild throw from Nicomedes, but that is a 5-3 ground out for out number 1. Here comes Ian Eldred, who has shown very good plate discipline so far tonight. He has walked both times. Top of inning number 6, starting to cool down as the lights taking an effect as the sun slowly sets. That just misses the zone for a ball. I said it before and I'll say it again. I do not envy the home plate umpire. There have been a lot of good pitchers' pitches near the edges tonight. Very hard ball game to call, but he's done a fairly good job. That one just missing. 2-0. Next offering. That tail is low and away, 3-0, and Eldred can be very picky here. Ram pitching has dealt 5 walks so far, and 2 of them have been to Ian Eldred, trying to get himself on base for Blake Bell on deck. And that one does find the zone for a strike, 3-1. 5-2 ball game here in inning number 6. Tigers trying to claw their way back. Swing and a miss by Eldred. That pitch had a little bit come off of it at the end there. Now it's 3-2. Payoff pitch. That is flared into right. That is going to be caught by Braden Lewis. A hard-fought battle between Trexel and Eldred, but Trexel wins the battle, getting a fly out to right field. It was squared up well by Eldred. It just hung up a little bit too long. First time that Eldred has been retired tonight on the F9. Here's Blake Bell. He's grounded into a double play, 6-3. And then flew out to left his last time on a sky-high fly ball. As that one misses 1-0. Tigers down to their final 4 outs, down by 3. As the bottom of the order awaits behind Bell, with Seth Popish on deck in the 7th spot. He would be followed by Josh Grauwinkle and Braden Howard. Those 3 have had a pretty good night, though, however. They've gotten on base 5 out of 6 times. Popish with 2 walks, Grauwinkle with a single and a walk, and then Howard with a single in his second at-bat, as the count is now 1-1 on Bell. Next, Trexel offering. Big swing and a miss by Bell. Tried to put a charge into that one, but was a little bit ahead of it. Might have swung over it as well, 1-2. 1-2. That just misses the lower outside corner, 2-2. Bell had a good night last night in Marshalltown. He did drive in a run. Has a 2-2 to contend with here and takes low and inside, 3-2. Trying to keep the inning alive for Seth Popish on deck. Trexel gets the sign. Winds and fires. Swung on and missed by Bell. That is strike 3. And the Tigers go down 1-2-3 in the 6th inning. Rams will be up in their half of the 6th when we come back. Back in a moment.
Leading off for the Rams, number 3, Braden Lewis.
8-9-1 for Southeast Polk in the 6th. Braden Lewis, Cameron Hull, and Connor Duong. Lewis flew out to center and walked in his first 2 trips. It will be inning number 2 for Micah Leyva. Leyva did walk 2 in the previous inning, but struck out 2. Got out unscathed. That one misses high and tight for a ball. Leyva needs to hold the line again here to keep it a save situation. Bottom of the order for the Tigers would be up in the 7th. Popish, Grauwinkle, Howard, who have, as I said earlier, combined 5 or 6 on base for them. As that one misses for ball 2 on Lewis. Lewis made a nice play in right field in the top of the inning. Caught a slicing flare off the bat of Ian Eldred for the first out. So that's a called strike. That Eldred flyout was actually the second out of the last inning. But a good catch nonetheless by Lewis. He's got a 2-1 count here. On the next offering. That one clips the zone. Good offering from Leyva, lower outside corner. Thanks to the 23 of you still with us. We floated in the low to mid-20s for viewership tonight. So that one's fouled back. We'll have another 2-2. Don't forget to tune in on Friday, sub-state action. Tigers will be on the road at Benton. Another 2-2. That's fouled back again. And we've got a battle here between Braden Lewis and Micah Leyva. Leyva not afraid to attack here late in this count, but Lewis spoiling some good pitches. Another 2-2. That one is hit into left. This is going to get down for a base hit. Lewis wins a hard-fought battle and flares one for a base hit. That is the 8th Ram hit of the night. First hit given up by Leyva. And the leadoff man is on. Cameron Hole now stands in. He had a beautiful bunt single back in the second inning. He showed bunt again. It missed low. Bell's going to throw to second, and it's going to get into center field. And I hope that Eldred is okay. I believe he just stayed down to get the throw back in there. He's getting back up. Seems to be okay. Bell did catch a base runner earlier. Again, it's very tough playing on a turf ball field if you're a defender, especially a catcher, because those balls really jump when they hit the ground. 1-0. That's fouled back. That'll make it 1-1. Coach Eldred will walk out of the dugout, get that ball, toss it over to the opposing on-deck circle where Connor Duong waits. Leyva looks back to second, winds and fires. That one is in the dirt. Runner goes and then retreats back, and Bell wisely eats it. Another good stop by the sophomore catcher. 2-run runner on second. That one swung on and missed. Good high heat from Leyva. He's dialed that up a few times in these last few innings. That high fastball is working for him. Leyva needs an out here. 2-2. Popped up right side, drifting out of play. Oh, that's what I forgot to mention. We have flying dollars here in Southeast Polk tonight. I mentioned this a couple of times, but back last summer in Indiana, at Griffith High School in Indiana, whenever there was a foul ball, kids could return them to the concession stand for $1, and it's the same case here at Southeast Polk. So whenever there's a foul ball out of play, it's a flying dollar. That's what we coined it last summer. That one is hit well into center field, but under it, and making the catch is Tommy McGuire, and that is the much-needed out number 1 for Leyva and the Tigers.
Now batting, number 7, Connor Duong.
And we'll be back at the top of the order here momentarily. I believe this is Coach Eldred coming out to the mound. I think this is going to be it for Michael Leyva. I do see movement way down in the bullpen for the Tigers. We'll see who comes in. I think this is Matt Zaz. We'll get confirmation. Oh, maybe not. This might be Seth Popish. I see a 22. This is going to be Seth Popish coming in to pitch. So Leyva gets a hand from the Gilbert crowd as he walks off, and Popish will warm up. We'll step aside and organize a scorecard, and we'll be right back when we're ready to go. And we're back here. So it did look like Trip Sturgill came in and played first base. And apologize if we're losing some of you folks. We're dipping in and out of our signal here very briefly. I don't think it's long enough to cause any problems. But it is Seth Popish on the mound. Trip Sturgill is at first base. He did start the game. Back to the top of the order, and that is well behind Connor Duong for ball one. If memory serves, Seth has not pitched much this season. He's pitched 8 1/3 innings, 6th appearance, no starts, 14 hits, 15 walks, and 5 strikeouts in 8 1/3. Just trying to eat a couple of outs here. And a called strike. Count 1-1. Thanks to the 30 of you with us. Great to crack 30 whenever we get toward the ends of ball games. That one skips in the turf. Another great stop by Bell. He's been busy. Count 2-1. It's at that point in the season where you start to play chess with your pitchers, as if to say, okay, I can burn some guys tonight, but I need to save some arms for sub-state action on Friday and, if needed, Monday for the second round, as that one skips in front of Bell, 3-1. Trip Sturgill started this game, pitched an inning and 2/3. Gabe Nelson pitched 2 1/3 innings. He could have gone longer, but it would not surprise me to see him come out of the bullpen if needed in sub-state action. Mike Aleva just finished an inning and a third. He's put together solid numbers so far, and now it is Popish who deals ball 4. First and second, one away. The double play ball is in order as Holden Hansen comes in. Hansen is 1 for 3 with an RBI double. 4th Tiger walk issued tonight. Tigers very badly need a stop here. It is still a save situation as of now. So that one is a called strike right at the top of the zone. Good offering from Popish. About to approach 9 p.m. local time here in central Iowa. 8:56 p.m. as the sun is starting to set. That misses high. 1-1. Some light pinks, purples, and yellows beyond right field, as you can see on your screen. Maybe not super well, but they're there. 1-1, one away. So that one skips down low. Another good stop by Bell. 2-1. Popish gets the sign, looks back to second. Winds and fires. Runners go. Misses inside. Throw to third. Not in time. Count is now 3-1 with 2 runners in scoring position. Conventional double play ball is no longer an option. Maddox O'Connor awaits on deck. He squared up the ball pretty well tonight. That's popped up. Drifting behind the plate. Bell under it and makes the catch. Backpedaled a little bit at the end there, but that is a big out number 2 for Popish and the Tigers. Score that one a P2. You don't see that one too often unless you're me playing MLB The Show and try and drive everything for a home run and you pop it up 5 feet behind second base. But nonetheless, that brings up Maddox O'Connor. He lined out to right his last time. It was a good catch out there by Alden Short. Got a really good beat on a line drive that was almost in the middle of the gap. Infield playing back. Just need one more out. And that one is in the turf. That clipped Bell. He's a little slow to get up, but he stayed in front of it. I think that got him on his inner thigh. Not a fun place to be hit. Runner on second and third, 2 away. Very high leverage position here. That's fouled back. And that was a scary moment there. I believe everyone is okay in the Ram dugout. And some jeering from the Ram dugout now as if to say, why'd you nearly hit us? Come on, Maddox, don't do that. Crisis averted, though. It's 1-1. There is a brick partition here in the booth, so I don't have the cleanest view of the home dugout. I don't have a view at all unless I crane my head over. That's popped up. This will get Fallon out of play, and it's 1-2. Popish just needs one more strike. Micah Leyva started the inning, and Popish just trying to get the final 2 outs. Should the inning continue, cleanup man Brett Nicodemus on deck. He has an RBI single and a walk. 1-2 in the turf. Another good stop from Bell. He has saved several advances and several runs tonight with his catching play back there. (9 p.m. local time here in Central Iowa. 2-2. Popped up right side. This is fouling out of play. Great battle of a ball game tonight. We've seen scrappy at-bats, line drives in the gap, great catches on defense, great bunts. Another 2-2 that misses high and outside, 3-2. Big pitch coming up here. Middle infield playing on the edge of the outfield turf. That just misses. Not quite enough bite on that breaking ball to find the top of the zone. And that is ball 4, which makes it bases loaded for the cleanup man. 2 walks issued by Popish in the inning. There is now a force out at the closest base. Tigers just need a ground ball or a very high fly ball that stays in the park. That one is driven into the right center field gap. That is down. That is going to score 2 runs. And that is a backbreaker for the Tigers, as it is now 7-2. 2-run single by cleanup man Brett Nicodemus. He's driven in 3 of the 7 runs tonight.
Now batting, number 10, Noah Trexel.
One of those runs is charged to Leyva. 1 charged to Popish. (7-2) our score. The Tigers have fought back from worse, but not an ideal situation to be in, as that is strike 1 dealt to Noah Trexel, who is now currently the pitcher of record. That'll actually be Cale Julander. I don't quite know where I was going with that train of thought, as that misses down low. 1-1. Trexel would have had the opportunity for the save situation should the Tigers have gotten out of this inning unscathed, but that did not transpire. Here's the 1-1. Runner goes. That misses outside. Throw to second is in time to end the inning. Second caught base stealer of the night by Blake Bell, but the damage is done. Fasten your seatbelts, folks. We go to the top of the 7th. Tigers will try and rally back. I'm turning my rally cap around. You folks should too. Tigers have fought back from worse. We'll be back with the top of the 7th in just a moment. Bottom of the order, top of the 7th for the Tigers, as it is a new arm for the Rams. This is Carter Houghton. First offering from the righty. That is ripped, but foul. 2 crucial runs scored in the bottom of the 6th, thanks to a 2-run single from Brett Nicodemus. He was caught stealing by Bell to end the inning. So that one misses high for ball 1. One. Big swing and a miss. That had some breaking action on it from Houghton. He has only retired 1 batter in 1 appearance. 1 hit, 1 strikeout in his 1 lone appearance for the senior. 1-2. That's popped up foul. We'll have another 1-2. Popish gave up that 2-run single in his relief appearance back in the 6th. He has walked twice, so he's done good with the bat, or rather his eyes, but he swings and misses there. You folks can blame the announcer to jinx on me for that one as he strikes out. So that is out number 1. Here comes Grauwinkle, who's had a good night at the plate. Single and a walk. Tigers only have 2 hits, and it belongs to the man in the box and the man on deck, Braden Howard, as that's popped up. Foul and out of play. The Tigers have drawn 5 walks, and they've been hit by a couple of pitches as well, so there has been a good amount of traffic on the bases. As that one, just misses, not by much. Count 1-1 on Grauwinkle. Holding down the fort at the hot corner tonight, third base. Next offering, that's squibbed foul just outside of that circle surrounding home plate. Count 1-2. Braden Howard on deck scrapped out another one of his famous infield singles his last time. That one's popped up under it, and making the catch in foul territory is Holden Hansen, the catcher. And the final hope of a regular season win rests on the shoulders of Braden Howard. Score that a P2 on Grauwinkle. Second pop out to the catcher we've seen in the last inning played. First offering to Howard, swing and a miss. Houghton has a little bit of sweeping action with his breaking pitch. So that one is flared right field and caught on a lunge by Braden Lewis, and that is how the regular season ends for the Tigers. Our final score, Rams 7, Tigers 2. The Rams got off to a big lead early. The Tigers grounded into a few momentum-killing double plays, 3 of them to be precise, and gave up 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th. That was really the final nail in the coffin to give the Tigers their 20th loss of the season. They finish 7-20 on the regular season. The Rams finish 24-16 and an even .600 record. And now both of these teams will look forward to sub-state action. Tigers against Benton, Friday night, 7 p.m., right here on Tiger Broadcast. Do not miss it. We will be here. Until then, my name is Kale Sleazer. Thank you for joining me for the regular season finale tonight. Stay safe out there, folks, and you have yourselves a great Tuesday night. We'll see you on Friday for Sub-State.